Political apathy, oh, it just breaks my heart every time I read more about this, not only in the Middle East, because political apathy and feelings of apathy toward the electoral process is just disheartening, but political apathy under authoritarian regimes. Why is it so challenging to stir citizenry to bring change through democratic processes, through raising of their voice even under oppression? That's because of fear. It's because of oppression. It is because in a place like Afghanistan, where the villages are so remote and so far removed from the urban hub of a place like Kabul, where there's a failure of understanding. Sometimes I wonder if it's apathy as much as it is ignorance, and ignorance of democratic processes, ignorance of how things can be different. We've been studying and learning more about technological advancements that have helped with communication, but still so much of the Middle East is unreached and unlearned in democratic processes, or understanding anything beyond tribal governorship or authoritarian rule. When you've been under a dictatorship for so long and maybe you don't understand there's another way. Certainly one issue as well with political apathy is that half of the population, in some cases more than half, is not even allowed to have a voice, and that is women. As long as women are cut off from the political system, political apathy remains. But again, is that as much political apathy or lack of access? The other issue then is the governance under Sharia law. There's really not room for citizen participation under Sharia law. So in that case, how can a people rise up and respond when that's not even allowed for? There is no legislative branch, there is no electoral process, and even though there's supposed to be a contract, we've seen that most people, even when that contract has been violated, will remain under an authoritarian dictatorship type government and think that there's little that they can do about it. And finally, I think the current issue in Syria, where the people have decided to speak out and try to make a difference through revolt, it is not going well for them. And in the past, we've learned that sometimes people will choose an authoritarian government either to go back under it or to stay under it because of the quickness of responses that they receive. And so here we have in Syria a growing inability to access the healthcare system, and if that continues to be so widespread, people may opt to say, you know what, let's just stay under the current regime, because then at least I can run my business, I can get medical care for my children, and there's not a war down my sidewalk. So I think it's multiple things, primarily women, primarily the instability that is created when people do become more active, or they think that will happen. It's just generations of ignorance and illiteracy, and all of these things are challenging to overcome. And again, I assert that sometimes it's not apathy, maybe as much as it is just ignorance. Thanks.